If I showed you these two pieces of code, how long do you think it would take to find the error that's present in them? It wouldn't be surprising if a couple of you could notice that there's an issue with the variable that's being used as the input. What about this one? Both these codes are completely identical, but for the one on the right, it's much easier to notice where the error is just from the red underline. This is just a simple example of syntax highlighting, which makes bugs a lot easier to find. And this is just one feature that an IDE, or Integrated Development Environment, has, and why so many programmers use it. An IDE is a piece of software which is used by both professionals and programmers who are just starting out, and it provides them a place where they can write, test, and debug their code all in one place. Some popular examples are Visual Studio and Eclipse. Now, just as a workshop has equipment like hammers and drills, which are tools that help a carpenter create furniture, you can think of an IDE as a place where there are different coding-related tools present which help make the programming process a lot easier. Consider the IDE as a workshop where you have all your tools in one place. It's important to note that the IDE is not just one tool by itself, but a whole set of tools that help you with different parts of programming, all conveniently located together. The IDE can be broken down into three different parts: the editor, compiler, and debugger. The editor is the space where programmers read, write, and modify their code. To understand what the compiler does, we first need to know that a computer cannot understand code written by humans, also known as source code. While you and I can understand this, it first needs to be translated into a sequence of zeros and ones, known as machine code, before the computer can make any sense of it. That's where the compiler comes in. It translates the code from source code to machine code. Lastly, the debugger is a tool which handles finding and fixing errors in a piece of code before the code is compiled. By having all these different things in a single place, rather than scattered about, it avoids the need for programmers to have to switch between these different tools and makes the coding process a lot more efficient. IDEs also have other important features which programmers take advantage of. Features like code completion and auto-completion help by automatically filling in snippets of code based on what you're already typing. For example, when you're typing in a method call, the IDE displays information about the required parameters and their types. These help programmers by speeding up the coding process while also reducing syntax errors by keeping the consistency. IDEs also allow programmers to check their syntax in real time, since errors are highlighted as they come up, which gives them immediate feedback. So if they ever see an error, they can immediately go and fix it. And in the case where an error persists, the debugger can be used to inspect the code line by line to efficiently search for it. So, whether you're a seasoned programmer or you're just starting out, consider coding in an IDE because it can drastically save you a lot of time and effort by simplifying the coding process.